In 1999, Tony Stark recalls a New Year's party where he met scientist Maya Hansen and encountered disabled scientist Aldrich Killian, who offered them a place in his company, AIM. Tony arrogantly brushed him off, leaving Killian waiting on the roof all night, sparking his hatred. Hansen's experimental treatment, Extremis, faces glitches causing explosive reactions in treated plants. Years later, Stark, haunted by panic attacks from the New York alien invasion, builds numerous Iron Man suits, straining his relationship with Pepper Potts. The Mandarin's untraceable bombings prompt confusion among intelligence agencies. Killian approaches Potts with Extremis, revealing its potential to alter human DNA into weapons. But she refuses collaboration, having a history with Killian. Happy becomes suspicious of Killian and tails his associate Reel Savant to a crowded market. There, Eric hands a briefcase to a military veteran, leading Happy to confront them. During the altercation, Happy punches Eric, who surprisingly heals instantly. The veteran ingests a capsule from the briefcase and explodes shortly after. Stark Industries security chief Happy Hogan is gravely injured in the incident, attributed to the Mandarin in a video. Despite finding no bomb remnants, Tony digitally reconstructs the scene and discovers military dog tags. Unable to communicate with the comatose Happy, Tony issues a threat to the Mandarin, prompting an attack on his home. Potts and Hansen survive the assault after coming to warn Tony. Stark follows his AI Jarvis to rural Rose Hill, Tennessee, where another explosion reminiscent of the one that injured Happy occurred. With his experimental armor drained of power, Stark is believed dead by the world. Teaming up with Harley, a resourceful 10-year-old, Stark investigates the explosion's remnants, linking it to the Mandarin and discovering connections to AIM, Killian's company. Hacking into AIM's systems, Stark learns that the explosions were caused by Extremis-infused soldiers, whose deaths were used to conceal Extremis' flaws. During his investigation, Stark encounters Extremis firsthand when attacked by Mandarin agents Ellen Brandt and Reel Savant. Though he eliminates Ellen, Eric miraculously revives after Stark shoots him. With Harley's assistance, Stark locates the Mandarin in Miami and infiltrates his base using improvised weapons. Inside, he uncovers the Mandarin's true identity as Trevor Slattery, an unwitting pawn created by Killian. Killian, who exploited Hansen's Extremis research for personal gain, reveals himself as the real Mandarin after capturing Stark. He kidnaps Potts, intending to use her as leverage to force Stark to fix Extremis' issues. Hansen, realizing Killian's true intentions, is killed when she opposes his plan. Killian manipulates American intelligence agencies to mislead James Rhodes, now the Iron Patriot, into a trap, stealing the armor. Stark escapes and joins forces with Rhodes, learning of Killian's plan to attack President Ellis aboard Air Force One. Despite Stark remotely saving some passengers, Killian abducts Ellis, aiming to manipulate the vice president into following his orders in exchange for Extremis to cure his daughter's disability. On an oil drilling platform, Stark saves Potts while Rhodes rescues the president. Stark summons his remotely controlled Iron Man suits for air support. Rhodes escorts the president to safety, as Stark discovers Potts survived the Extremis procedure. However, as a rig collapses, Potts seemingly falls to her death. Stark confronts Killian, trapping him in a self-destructing Iron Man suit. Potts, utilizing her Extremis powers, intervenes and defeats Killian. Following the conflict, Stark instructs Jarvis to eliminate each Iron Man suit as a gesture of his commitment to Potts. The Vice President and Slattery are apprehended. With Stark's assistance, Potts' Extremis condition is stabilized, and Stark undergoes surgery to remove the shrapnel near his heart. He symbolically discards his old chest arc reactor into the ocean, reflecting on his enduring identity as Iron Man, regardless of his armor. In a post-credits scene set in the present day, Stark rouses Dr. Bruce Banner, who had nodded off at the start of Stark's tale.
Under the direction of Shane Black, Iron Man 3 diverged significantly from the established tone of the MCU, inviting considerable criticism. Despite its flaws, like many films in the interconnected universe, Iron Man 3 featured standout moments that were unfortunately eclipsed by its divisive aspects. Paradoxically, this polarization contributes to the film's appeal. Following the Avengers, Iron Man 3 diverged from the expected narrative trajectory by focusing on Tony Stark's personal recovery from the Battle of New York, rather than depicting the city's aftermath. Amidst his emotional and psychological struggles, Stark contends with a terrorist known as the Mandarin, leader of the Ten Rings organization. Despite injecting humor characteristic of the Iron Man franchise, the film's darker themes and significant plot twist failed to resonate with the majority of fans. The Mandarin, portrayed by Ben Kingsley, is revealed to be Trevor Slattery, an actor hired by Aldrich Killian to portray the villain. Killian later assumes the Mandarin's identity himself, a move criticized for its departure from the character's established origins and serious tone, instead turning him into a comedic figure. Although subsequent MCU content introduced the existence of the real Mandarin, it hasn't mitigated fans' dissatisfaction with Iron Man 3's treatment of the character, remaining the primary reason for the film's divisive reception. The movie's blend of serious themes and humor didn't resonate well with audiences, despite the humor being justified by the narrative being told from Tony's perspective, as evidenced by the post-credit scene with Bruce Banner. Additionally, the scene itself divided opinions, as it diverged from the typical MCU post-credits formula by adding to the film's narrative rather than setting a future installment. Criticism also targeted the pacing of the story, with certain segments, particularly those involving Tony and his new companion, Harley, deemed dull and lacking substance. Unlike Captain Marvel, which faced criticism primarily related to its status as the first female-led MCU film, Iron Man 3's critiques focused more on its plot and characters. Tony Stark grapples with significant issues such as anxiety and PTSD, stemming from his experiences in the Battle of New York. These struggles are portrayed as a direct consequence of his heroic actions, including a daring space rescue mission that ends with him plummeting to Earth and being rescued by the Hulk. This depiction showcases Stark's most human and vulnerable side yet, fostering a sense of relatability among audiences. The post-credit scene further underscores this perspective, as Tony confides in Bruce Banner, revealing that the film's narrative has been presented from his point of view. This revelation explains the prevalence of comedic and sassy dialogue throughout the movie, a departure from the tone of previous Iron Man films. That's about it for our movie recap and review of Iron Man 3. Stay tuned for more MCU Phase 1 in our next videos. As thanks for watching the whole video, here's a picture of a cute puppy. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.